The Brazilian Amazon, globally recognized as the largest biodiversity hotspot on the planet, faces internal threats that are often underestimated. One such threat comes from the west of Rondônia, in the Guapore Biological Reserve, ReBio. The Guapore Environmental Reserve in the Brazilian Amazon is facing an ecological crisis that few can imagine. Buffaloes invade and threaten your balance. Over 5,000 wild buffaloes, descendants of animals introduced more than 70 years ago, threaten the integrity of this unique ecosystem. The history of buffalo introduction. In 1953, a state project aimed to introduce 36 buffaloes to the Pau do Leo farm region to foster livestock farming. However, the subsequent abandonment of the property allowed the animals to roam freely. Reproduce uncontrollably, and establish a wild population. Environmental impacts of proliferation. Soil degradation. The buffalo's weight and constant movement compact the soil. Reducing its porosity and altering the essential physical-chemical characteristics for native flora survival. The formation of trails and bogs facilitates erosion and changes the natural course of streams. Desertification of flooded areas. The buffaloes damage flooded areas vital for fish reproduction and the maintenance of aquatic food chains. In 34 years, studies have shown a reduction of nearly half of these areas. Lydiane Silva, from ICMBio, reveals that the protection of flooded environments is at risk. The multiplication of buffaloes has generated serious problems. Impact on native fauna. These animals create huge trenches in the ground, some up to 5 feet deep. What looked like a river is now devastation. As the soil becomes compacted, water from flooded areas disappears. An alarming drop of 48% in 34 years, a true desert is formed. As a result, vegetation disappears and the marsh deer, an endangered species, loses its home to the buffalo. The food chain becomes destabilized. Eradicating buffalo is one solution, but the execution is challenging. Killing wild animals is still not an easy decision. The remote location and lack of sanitary control make eradication more difficult. The process could take 10 to 15 years to be resolved. There is already a debate about what to do with the dead buffalo. Leaving the carcasses could cause new, albeit minor, impacts. Species such as the marsh deer, tapir, and jaguar suffer from habitat loss and food competition. The presence of buffaloes also promotes the spread of invasive plant species, further harming the original flora. Challenges for containment. difficult logistics. The region is remote and lacks infrastructure, making access by land difficult. The removal of dead or live buffaloes is logistically complex and costly. Sanitary barriers. The lack of sanitary control prevents slaughtered animals from being destined for the meat production chain, making their economic use unfeasible. Legal actions and institutional pressure. The Federal Public Ministry filed a lawsuit against the state of Rondônia and ICMBio, demanding the eradication of the buffaloes and claiming compensation of 20 million Brazilian reais to mitigate damages. Future risks. Without prompt interventions, the population could reach 50,000 individuals by 2030. In this scenario, up to half of the reserve would be compromised. Possible solutions. Planned population control. A management program, including capture, birth control, and humane slaughter, can be implemented. Strengthening logistics and infrastructure. Investments in accessibility and transport can enable the removal of animals and materials. Reforestation and environmental recovery. After reducing the population, it is necessary to reintroduce native plant species and monitor the fauna. Community involvement. Educational campaigns can raise local awareness about the importance of conservation. Case study, other species introductions. Similar problems occurred in Australia with rabbits and in Argentina with wild boars. In both cases, the lack of early actions led to irreversible damage. Ethical considerations. The management of buffaloes must follow animal welfare protocols, avoiding unnecessary suffering. Conclusion. The situation at Rio Guapor is urgent and requires coordinated action among the state, federal government, environmental institutions, and civil society. Protecting the Amazon is protecting the planet's future.